Welcome back to FFB, amigos. And it's been a while on this one. Chelsea gave us a break because we don't have to play in the FA Cup anymore. We don't have to play in the League Cup. So we got a bit of a break for this one. It's not a happy break, but I'm happy to get a break anyway. I happen to be traveling, so I was able to use it. Today, Conference League time. Guys, we played Copenhagen, one of the most feared teams in the Conference League. It shouldn't be a challenge to Chelsea. It didn't prove to be, although we'll talk. It was a game of two halves. So let's start breaking it down. As soon as the lineup came up, surprises. I loved it. The question was, is Maresca going to field a weak team, a strong team? Is he going to give some players some rest? And he quickly gave us the answer. Well, not quickly. The regular hour or two before the game. We got some surprises, but it was interesting to see Miyuka, I think that's how we say his last name, this young guy playing up front. But very sadly, we had a poop. We took a poop on the field in that first half. We fell into this really boring game of kicking the ball around and not feeding him a lot. So that was a little bit sad. It would have been amazing to watch that youngster have a good shot on target, a good one-on-one, or maybe even score a goal. It didn't happen. We saw Reece James playing fully in midfield, not as an inverted right back, but actually in a similar position which we would. He ends up being that way because we do the three in the back, and then it's Caicedo and James up are providing coverage. But from the get-go in the middle, which was something that I like to see, not much running for him in a game like this. It kind of played out. We got to see Tyreek George, which we wanted to see some minutes for him, and very happy to see Chalobah back from and playing right back, which is something that we might need him to do at any given point, which ends up being right center back. So that's what it kind of looks like. And Badiashile, which is now injury-free. He didn't have a good game, but remember, he's been out since, I think, November, early December. So that's a lot to come back from. So good to see. We need the depth in squad. I'm not saying Badiashile is the most wonderful defender in the world, but we certainly need the numbers. And glad to see those guys are back. So it was exciting to see that. We saw Dewsbury horror. Freudian truth slipping out there. No, I'm sorry, Doobie. Blueberry Hill. He was playing in on the 10, and we had Palmer playing on the right, and I'm sad to say, no bueno, not a good match. Even a team like this is able to put him out. So he hasn't found his spark. He's not back yet, but we'll keep waiting. Hang in there. We got a very poopy game, easy game. It should be an easy game against Leicester also coming up, because if we lose that game, ooh, mama, we gonna be in trouble. Fans are not gonna be happy, and things will get a little bit rough with the top 4 challenge. In any case, this competition that we have to win. I think if we have the likes of Fiorentina and a couple of other matches, teams are sort of a threat, but this is particularly one that what represented a threat and a team that we needed to beat. It was a team that was in the Champions League not too far long ago. UEFA level team, I would say. It's a team that played well against big teams. I think they played United really well only last year, so it was a strongish team. They did that first half, what they do dirty, what Chelsea can't handle. Low block, hyper organized. And let me tell you guys, for those of you who didn't watch it, we did nothing against that. We couldn't break it down. It was boring. And I have the picture somewhere here. Let me see, because I wanted to take a picture as I was watching the game of what the stats were at halftime, because I found them to be quite shocking. And here I are. I'll see if I can pull them up for you guys. But Chelsea, 60% possession, 0 attempt on target. Copenhagen had 1. And we had total attempts, 2, 0 on target. So we had the same total attempts as them. They had clearer opportunities. If anybody looked like they were going to score, it was going to be them. 0 corners, 0 offsides. Copenhagen even had 3, which meant they were trying to at least play in behind. We had the double of passes. So we were falling into this crapola again, where we're doing this possession game, just passing the ball from left to right to left to back to the goalkeeper to left to right. Horrible stuff. And then at halftime, my thoughts were, Copenhagen had the better of the chances if anybody's going to win this match. And I think some Chelsea fans start getting nervous at that point. Now, mind you, this is not the infamous B team that Chelsea used to play, where we had Joao Felix and we had Nkunku and we had Mudryk. it was a solid, run of games that they had, and they had been playing together. They seemed organized. They were scoring goals. Yes, they were conceding clean sheets, not keeping any clean sheets. Which again, today we couldn't keep a clean sheet, which is very upsetting. I don't think even in the Conference League games we did. We're not even that team. The B team and the A team couldn't keep a clean sheet. And now we're into this blend where there's no real B team really. And that's why we saw the likes of Nkunku now rested, because he's considered that he's probably going to play the Premier League games quite often, so he was getting rest. In any case, that was the story of the first half. The second half, things got a little bit better. Chelsea in the offset, 4 changes. Nkunku, Cucurella, Fernández, and Colwill in. So we got Spain and Argentina back, and people love Colwill. There you go. And Nkunku, which I'm going to love him till the end. I don't care what you guys think. I'm going to support him. I'm going to love him. I think he's going to give us something before the end of the season. And Caicedo, thank the Lord Jesus, gets a rest, which he really needed. He really needs. And Bariashile out, again, a little bit hurt. Gusto, who's playing as left back, which that wasn't very fantastic, but good. I like that he trained there. I like that he had a few minutes there, because it might be something that he has to do further, in the season if something goes wrong. And Mayuk obviously off. So something is different. And immediately, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I feel very lucky about that goal. But thank you, Captain Reece James. He places the shot. He finishes from outside the box. I don't know how else to call it. The keeper is wrong-footed. He thinks it's going to be a wide shot. And the ball just, I can't tell you what a little pea shot. Beep, beep, beep. Very well positioned, bottom corner. But I don't know. I just think it's poor goalkeeping, to be honest. And we're very fortunate that we get that goal, and that changes our story. So it's a perfect start. But it's only 3 minutes later, Copenhagen. If you guys watch the replay, watch that. They just kill us and walk right through us. And one-on-one with the keeper, takes a shot at a difficult angle. Great finishing from their player. It hits the inside of the post. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. That didn't go in, but thank the Lord Jesus, it didn't go in, and we're still in the game, because I think that would have been bad. Fernández came in really good. He came in really good. I think, that's the kind of player that can read a game. You guys that think he's the main player in Argentina, I've always said he's not. He's a bench player. He's a guy that comes off the bench to have an impact, and he does that really well for Argentina. Of course, there's times that he does play, the full game, but I think most of his greatest moments have been off the bench. He's sort of reading the game, and he can come into play, and he sort of sees what's going on, and then he can come in and put some passes, and he finally started finding some people. But in any case, this goal doesn't come from that. Actually, from an Nkunku, a great recovery that happens to find him with a back pass. Nkunku recovers on the left-hand side. And we recover on the left-hand side. We pass it in the box into Nkunku, who passes it back to Enzo, who does a quick, one-touch finish. Exactly what we needed. Very poor defending from Copenhagen, to be honest, but we take advantage. And it was a much-needed big goal, a much-needed cushion. In 73rd minute, a sad Palmer goes out. You're not doing well, amigo. You're not doing well, but we're there with you. Don't sweat it, Cole. And he went out, and he brought in a Sancho that didn't do much either, to be honest. And then very poor defending from Chelsea on a set piece, which is a little bit terrifying for us. And and this George guy from Copenhagen scores a free header. If you watch that goal, watch that video, that's just shocking defending. He's a guy probably short as hell as me, and he's just standing there on the far post. But he's not even far out on the second post. He's still narrow, probably aligned with the second post, with the far post. The cross comes in, and he just sort of walks into the ball and heads it. In reality, nobody took that man, which is interesting, because I think we did zone on that set piece, which is no bueno in that circumstance. And they scored a goal, and then we're a little bit worried they're gonna get I honestly thought they could have at any point tie the game, but in any case we were able to pull through. The notes there is, I think we have enough to finish the job at Stamford Bridge. We've got the win. I don't think we'll lose at Stamford Bridge unless we can't score, right? But we got time to keep working on that. Today we scored 2, and I think we'll be okay. So I think enough was done. Enough was done. Sad we couldn't keep a clean sheet. Sanchez didn't do anything terrible today. That was good to see. In case I'm just scared. I'm just scared, man, of him coming back. If he just plays a mediocre job, I don't know. Man, I don't trust Maresca and him in that relationship. Let's see, but we got to stick with Jorgensen still, and we got the game coming up against Leicester, and we got to give him a shot and let him go. Go on a nice little run. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more passion in the next round as well. But I like that there was some rest. We got some new players in. We pretty much did what we had to do. It wasn't a convincing performance at all. That first half was a little bit horrifying, to be honest. But it's not what we're surprised. Not what we're surprised about. And it's very hard to get excited about Chelsea right now, in any capacity. But we did the business. And as long as we're doing the business, maybe we can start gaining on a little bit of a roll. So we beat the worst team in the Premier League. In the last game. Then we didn't get to play because we sucked and got kicked out of the cups this past game. And now we played against, very clearly inferior opposition who didn't have a good game and came to just play from the back, to drop into a low block. But we did the business. And I think that's what it's about. Like I was telling you last time, guys, for the result that we got. We have to be positive, man. Let the results come. A dirty win is a win. Is a win. So no matter how tough it is, we got the win. And on the game back, we'll get it. And that's all we have for now. I will be watching the game, of course, on the weekend with Leicester. And I think we're coming up on an international break. So we'll get a little bit of break from some Chelsea. But I'll absolutely continue to make the videos. I don't want to bog you guys down with all the crapola that, everybody's making a video because somebody sneezes and they say that we want to buy a player that we're never going to buy. I'm not going to do that. One nice little video, wrap up the transfers. Are very short videos if there's any rumors like that coming up. As you guys can tell, I am on the road, so I don't have my normal setup. So I will only do the videos that matter and are important, especially those tied to the games. So, as always, to all my Chelsea fans and to all the Chelsea players, come on, you Blues.